I'm going to say it every single time, right? Our Google, he's very short and sweet these days. I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, I needed it when my battery was low or my storage was low. But let me know if you go over there and watch those videos, which method you like better. Whether you like it more drawn out or if you just like it the short and sweet. Sometimes people want to hear about the meanings of each of the cards and not just some kind of summary on that. So whatever you let me know, if we like it longer, then I can try to reset him somehow to be able to provide what it is that we're asking for. Hope everyone's day has gone well so far. I don't know why it seems like I feel like I lose a couple hours. I'm doing the same schedule as I was, but I'm not able to get as much completed, which is just... And then I end up starting a little bit later. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have to find storage on my phone and that takes time. It's just so weird. It seems like it's such a simple task, but why does it take so much time? I don't know. We've got the waterfall, we've got the fire, interesting balance considering we've got so much water in that. We've got dimensions and we've got communications. I still haven't found my angel cards for the hierarchy cards. So you could be getting some kind of communication from another dimension. I know that sounds weird, but it could be maybe you're going to have some kind of higher guidance come in regarding some kind of purification of emotions. Some emotions that may have been just really out of control, overwhelming, destructive emotions. Maybe you'll hear about it. You'll get a call about it, an email about it. Maybe someone was going to tell you about it, like maybe you had said something about a coworker. I know that happened for me. I said something about a coworker that it was like, you know, someone was hired for a certain purpose and then they weren't even going to give this person what it was that they were hired for. And I'm like, not to mention this person was a short fuse. They were unprofessional. They acted out. They were just... I don't know. So maybe you'll hear something about, maybe you said something about something like that. Like there was someone in your environment that was not of the best mindset and you probably forewarned people about it. And maybe you're going to hear about the fact that this person ended up acting out just like you had a feeling they would based on the treatment of the situation. I just saw the battery card, so it's a charged situation for sure as far as these emotions are concerned. Golly, I hope everyone's alright if that's the case. I don't wish chaos on anyone ever. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just so unnecessary. When there's so many ways that someone can, or so many steps, or so many tools that someone can use to alleviate themselves from that stress or that pressure to cause that kind of outburst. I mean, very rarely is it something that someone just goes after and they're just like all of a sudden that way. It's usually like a buildup of something. We got fire showing itself again. Very destructive. Could be a fire sign, and it also could be a water sign since we had such an over plethora of water happening on that waterfall. Okay, I'm hoping that's right. I'm having a weird feeling inside on whether the card shuffle was good enough, but we'll see. We have the number 10 here, the start of a new cycle after learning the lesson. That's good news. 10 is a perfect number. It breaks down to a 1, so it is, you know, pertaining to oneself, I'd say. We've got radioactivity coming up at the split of the deck. The ladies, there was a lady who was married to her husband, married to her husband, who was doing research on radioactivity materials, and apparently he had passed away, and she continued on with his research, and she would carry this vial of radioactivity material with her everywhere she went. And eventually she ended up getting sick from what she was carrying around. And that could go into what we were talking about just in the opening, as far as someone carrying the pressure around with them. Something, some kind of emotional kind of baggage that they keep carrying around with them, and they're not clearing it out. And it's going to cause a problem. It's going to make someone sick. Making a deal with the devil. Maybe they're upset about some kind of agreement they made. Lipstick. It was probably some kind of attractive offer that's requiring divine intervention. Cut of the cards. This was also the end in the last row in our previous story. Maybe someone's making up an intervention. Maybe this person needs an intervention. Maybe if it's a disgruntled person, it's going to require some kind of intervention when this person lashes out. But it's a new cycle, folks, right? So these are the things that are affecting the situation, and it's creating an overall energy of 10, a completion. We've got the water glass here, being very transparent, authentic, nourishing, because we need to have water during the day. Our bodies are made up mostly of water, and it is also my Aquarius card. We've got a hover, who is maybe like a helicopter parent, or maybe helicopter manager. Drone, having the foresight to see things from a higher stance, trying to get the bigger picture, trying to get a clear picture of whatever it is that's going on here. This person could like to make movies using a drone. We got a Sasquatch, something that is elusive. You don't know if it's real or not. You don't know if that's the real story or not. You're going to have to go ahead and, see if it's real. We've got our comb over here, trying to hide something. Someone could be losing their hair due to the stress from everything. They could be losing their hair because they're older. Interesting that they're losing their hair, and we've got Sasquatch here who is covered in hair. So maybe they're uncovering something. Maybe there was a cover-up of some sort. Whether they chose this hairstyle or not, we don't know yet. Maybe they're undercover and they're trying to do this research. We've got a parade. Maybe someone was actually very showy as far as what they've covered up, and they are kind of gloating about it. Oh, I did this, and nobody knows about it, and la la la. Some kind of sick plan that was happening. Someone's getting educated on that parade, on that display. And it's very basic education. All of these courses are 101. May seem overwhelming in the beginning. I know that whenever when I was younger and I went to high school or I went to college or whatnot, it seemed like the campus was huge, and it was like so hard to figure out where everything was. And then I know that I even had nightmares after, like as an adult, like where's my locker? I'm going to be late for my test. Where's my locker? I can't find it. It's just that sense of overwhelm. But these are very basic courses. Busy bee. Someone's very busy trying to get all the details and the education and the information that they need on a certain topic. Maybe someone parades around like they have all this knowledge. I'm also thinking of the queen bee here, all the bees that work for this queen bee. We've got a question mark. Someone could be questioning this Aquarius. Maybe they're questioning someone's authenticity. Transparency, they could be questioning their transparency, their storage. Going back in time, looking at records, saving things. What do they have stored away? Bangs. Looking at their regrets. I don't know why every time I see this card for bangs, it's my regret card. It's like you want to change your look, you want to change, your style or whatnot, and then you cut bangs and you're like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that. Now I have to attend to it every single time I want to get ready, because then I have a calic, or it splits, or it flips the wrong way, or but now you've got little clip-in bangs that you can wear. I've seen some people style those really nicely, so that way you don't have to commit to that change. So if we're going to go back to that whole disgruntled situation, someone could be looking at the fact that they are really in a state of regret for hiring this person. And now they're questioning about their well-being. Someone could be questioning why they didn't look into somebody's background better. Mr. Hyde. This person seems so nice. Or maybe they're thinking back on memories with this person, and they're regretting the fact that they didn't continue with them because they were such a nice person. They're regretting their choices in regards to someone who was a nice person. Vampire bat. Now the vampire bat, I'm sure if you come across one in life, you're kind of like scared about it, because you've heard so many stories about, them having rabies and stuff, and turning into a vampire, and all of those stories. Nocturnal animals, of course. But in all actuality, bats navigate through the unknown. They have to do with transformation and guiding through personal change, the ability to move through fear and uncertainty with confidence. They're connected to intuition and sensitivity, highly social, trusting your inner voice and instincts. Native American to a shaman or trickster spirit. Communication, family ties, strong family ties and communication. In Chinese culture, it's a symbol of extreme good fortune, happiness, and longevity, representing the 5 blessings. Also letting go of fear and releasing patterns that no longer serve your growth. We have a passport for long distance travel. I myself have not ever been out of the country outside of back in the late 80s when I went to Mexico with my sister. I did get a passport though when a family member was going out of the country, and I figured I should have a passport just in case I needed to be somewhere. You never know what happens these days with things. Maybe someone's having some intuitive nudges about something that's happening in another continent. Or maybe you'll just need your passport to travel. But there is someone definitely at a distance somewhere. Maybe this person who's asking questions. We've got create. We have bridge. Creating a bridge of some sort. Maybe creating a bridge of the countries. Parentheses. To put beside more information. Finding more information. Creating this bridge to find more information. Also my ADD card. Yes, I have ADD. I've had it. I used to get in trouble for talking in class. We have one, the number 1 card, and then it kind of mirrors the number 10 card numerologically. That is their one regret. Maybe someone didn't understand someone's ADD. It was just part of their personality and they just didn't understand it. I'm not ever going to be able to get these all lined up. We've got brackets. Interesting, we have one in between the parentheses and brackets. To categorize, to enclose, to separate from context. Similar situation. Maybe someone didn't want someone to travel abroad and create this bridge. They were being kept separate from these things for whatever reason. Dimensions came out again. The spiritual dimensions, we live in the 3D, but there's 1 through 24 dimensions, believe it or not. There's one, the odd numbers of dimensions has to do with physical matter and space, and those are in the realms of love. And then there are the odd, sorry, got it backwards. The odd numbers of dimensions, 1, 3, 5, etc., is the physical matter and space. And then we have the even ones that deal with the knowledge and understandings of those spaces, which are the realms of light, and where the others are the odd numbers or the realms of love. So there's 12 realms of heaven and reality. So maybe someone wanted to keep someone from reaching a higher dimension. The 1 and 2 dimensions are more of the entity type. We've got a life preserver. These higher realms are definitely somebody's life preserver. There is protection there while they travel and while they educate themselves. And then we've got someone trying to cause illusions with this magician card. They're creating magician, create, and busy bee. Maybe they're trying to keep someone very busy so they can't travel and get educated on the things that they need to learn on these higher forces and higher levels. They'd rather keep this person who is a nice person contained and hidden. One regret with the Sasquatch. Is it true or is it not true? Maybe doubting the person. We've got the goat. Also the Capricorn card. We've got Capricorn and Aquarius sitting here at the beginning of the rows. The greatest of all time. Maybe this person was really great at bridging the gap between people and between questions and between, issues. Maybe that's the regret. Why did you let this person go? Act 1, Scene 1, trying again. A Capricorn could be trying to do something again that they were doing before. They're just going to keep trying to reach this caged heart. Maybe they're trying to heal their own caged heart because they have that regret. Maybe their heart is caged now because of all the times that they tried to do whatever it was that they tried to keep someone else from. if the shoe fits. You can't get mad if someone's talking about your actions or what you've done. I mean, if the shoe fits, you know what I mean? You created your own cage. We've got communication. Again, with the communication under the dimensions, a higher spiritual calling, spiritual communications. We've got betrayal. There'll be some kind of communication about this betrayal. Or someone who was betrayed. Maybe, as I said, this Capricorn is having a hard time reaching this person that they have regrets with. And they keep trying to reach this person. They can't really find them. This person is probably have them blocked for good reason. Props. Putting on a show, wearing a mask. The communications that happen behind this person's back. Semicolon, something that they could have stopped, but they chose not to. Or someone needs to continue on with what they're saying and with what they're doing in supporting this person through the betrayal. Because props can also mean support. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Well, that's interesting. Exclamation. So maybe there's a time where someone needs to, instead of focusing on the scandal, the hardship, the betrayal, the outcome is moving on and speaking about the good things in life. It's time to be able to be in a place of seeing no evil, hearing no evil, and speaking no evil. Because the damage has been done and someone is a stronger person because of it. And that beauty shines through, that regardless of what it was that they went through, there's strength there and beauty there. Focus on the beauty, focus on the mending, focus on the strength. Not the radioactivity, not the sickness. We've got the 10 with the new start here. We've learned the lesson. Yes, someone was isolated. Yes, someone was trying to be kept from other person or people or groups. This person was locked away and they broke out of it. They kept trying to break out of being locked away. They still love regardless. They have plenty to say about the betrayal and the whole production that happened regarding the magic and the illusion that was created. But this person obviously has a higher calling. With the divine intervention over here, everything is confirming the fact that this person is spiritually protected. Connected to their intuition. It's time to kind of celebrate that and move in that direction, in knowing and learning and having that understanding that there are positive people around who protect this queen bee in order to be able to do the work that she needs to do. All right, I guess let's get these cards. These were from the last one. I always find it interesting how sometimes the reads could be similar with what Google says, and then sometimes the reads can be totally on a different page. And he always asks, does that relate to what you were saying? And I'm like, oh my goodness. We've got the 1% showing up, but of course it fell upside down on my lap. So maybe someone's losing some ground, and that's entertaining. And it's got the initial I, and these came out the last time, the initial B, first, middle, or last. Also could be somebody's nickname. Trying again, and then we've got the V upside down. Oh look, build is there. Building communication, building it. Trying again with, oh, the caged heart. Trying to reach that heart, trying to free that heart. Maybe the person with the initial V is in their shadow stance now. They're coming from a negative standpoint place. Maybe they're the ones that need the life preserver. Entertaining IB. They find the collective being entertaining. They're not very diplomatic. Maybe they're parading all of this around, as I said, gloating on what it was that they did. Information upside down. Maybe someone's not sharing the information with that no evil card and then the information card. Maybe someone's not sharing what they needed to share. The nice person isn't sharing what they needed to share. We've got this huge group that came out. The initial T, first, middle, or last. O, are you my twin flame? Someone's not even thinking about that. Not controlling, no events. Ahead of time, it's going to be right on time. The number 6, which is family. So it doesn't have to do with any kind of family or home life. It's non-eventful, no longer controlling. We've got the number 8 upside down. It's not forever. This perspective doesn't have any support. It's shallow, and it's a woman. Egg upside down, there's not a new start. We have a wish here. On top of the it's not forever. Create again. Touch upside down, someone's not being touched. Create again. Maybe someone just needs to go ahead and keep creating. Create, create, create. Because we've got create out here 3 times. We have the moon illuminating someone's creation. We have dung, which is, they're saying that this dung The betrayal, you know what I'm saying. Betrayal was just a crappy situation. Smoke upside down, it's quite clear. They know what this woman did. They weren't fair. They weren't supportive. They had a very shallow perspective, and they kept trying to push the envelope. Alright, folks, with that being said, I hope the story was helpful. We've got Aquarius sitting here at the top. Again, confirming that Aquarius card. It's possible the Aquarius could have been an innocent party, even though it was hard for me to say the word. With that being said, make it a great day and take care. Thanks for being here.